share with you my thoughts on the eyeshadow palettes I've been focusing on this week. I've actually been using two eyeshadow palettes, both from Lorac. The first is the Lorac Pro Palette in Noir, and the second is the Lorac Pro Palette in Soleil. So let me give you a bit of information about these palettes, and then I will let you know whether or not I like them. So here we go. I'll start with the Lorac Pro Palette Soleil, and Soleil means sun in French. The palette has this matte black packaging. It feels really nice and soft, almost like suede. On the back, it has the address of the company, and then the front is just the name and which palette it is. Once you open it, you have a mirror. It's a pretty good size. I rarely take the little tabs off, and then by the time I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, I might as well just leave it on. So the palette comes with this little insert that has the shade names on it. You can keep that in there if you want to recall what name goes with what shade. On the palette itself, or in the palette, are just the shades, no names. In this palette, you have 18 shadows, and you have 9 mattes and 9 shimmers. The Soleil one, since it means sun, it definitely does have more warmer tones, kind of like your daytime tones, if you will. Yeah, I kind of wear whatever color at whatever time. And I really like this one. I wasn't surprised that I did because I do like warm tones. I find that the shadows are very easy to blend. I'm just going to swatch a couple of them. And these are really light swatches. Oop, I didn't get barely any on that one, my bad. It's hard to do with my nails. There we go. So there are the swatches, not the greatest swatches. Part of that is just me. But when they go on the eye, the shadows just blend so well. I find that I don't have to do much. I just sort of dip a little bit into the palette or into the shade, and I get pigment. So let's take this one here, which is this deeper brown, which I've really been enjoying. Like, I'm already getting pigment on the brush. Look at that. Like, it's just already there. So I can appreciate that. I think what that means for me as someone with a deeper skin tone is that I'm not gonna have to be like going back and forth in the palette to try to get some color. Like, you can see that that was pigmented right off the bat. They also blend out really easily. Now I want to also show you some of the shimmers. So I'll just stick with the bottom row here. Oh shoot, I forgot. Okay, I forgot that I already have stuff on. So there are 3 shimmers from the bottom row. So again, very easy to blend. I don't find the shimmers to be chunky or glittery. They're very smooth. I know I keep saying that. I have used the shimmers with my finger, but I've also used them with a brush. So I've gone in and just kind of tapped into the shimmer and then put it on my eye. Let's try one of them that I actually have on my eye. I have this one here in the corner on my eye right now. I'm just going to tap that on over what I already have. I find that it's like bright, again, super easy to blend. So I am really, really enjoying this. And the palette, although it has 18 shades, it's pretty compact. Let me see if I can compare it to something. What if we took, let's go with one of the Natasha Denona mid-size palettes. So the Natasha Denona mid-size palettes have 16 shades and the Lorac has 18. And you can see that there's a pretty good difference in the size. So I find these mid-size palettes to be pretty compact, but this is even better. I could see myself taking this with me if I'm going somewhere at some point in the future over one of my mid-size palettes. So let me also show you the other palette that I used. The next palette that I use is Noir. So it has the exact same packaging as Soleil, the name of the company, and the palette on the front, and then you have the location and everything on the back. Again, once you open it, you have your mirror and you have the insert. So this one, Noir means dark in French. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, French speakers. And so you can see that these shades are cooler toned and a bit deeper in shade range. They perform the same as the Soleil palette. I find everything to be easy to blend out, very easy to use. This palette also has 18 shades. The difference here is that there are 6 shades that are matte across the top, and then the rest of the palette is shimmers. Goodness, sorry, lost my words for a second. So the difference between the two, I want to pop those open so you can kind of get a look. The funny thing is, I didn't even realize it at first. So, let's see. Here is Soleil and here is Noir. So Noir has the 6 matte shades across the top. Soleil has 9 matte shades, and they are all on this side. So hopefully you saw that. And I'll go ahead and swatch a couple of these deeper shades. I definitely want to swatch this matte black here. And how about this deep purple shimmer? You can see very good pigment. And there you go. I'm doing the craziest swatches today. But there they are. So I find that it performs just as well as its counter, the Soleil. And everything is just really pigmented, really easy to blend. Everything shows up, everything stays on. I did use the shadows today. Let me remember what I did. I stuck with the Soleil palette today. I used the brown, the deep brown here, just sort of in the outer corners of my eye. And then I went in with, what did I go in with? I went in with this shade on the lid and then added a bit of this shade as well as this shade here. So there you go. Now, when I got the palette, it also came with this little tool. I'm already losing it. Came with this little tool in this black cardboard, and it's a little key that you can use to pop the shades out. Now, I was like, how am I supposed to do that? I don't understand. I was looking at the back, like there's nowhere to pop things out. But then, once I opened it, I realized you flip this. Look at that. What? And then you've got Pro written here, and then you've got the little holes that you can put the key into and pop out. So that is the Soleil, and it is the same for the Noir. That is just so, I love it. Very innovative, very thoughtful. Now, looking on the Lorac website, they say that you can pop the shades out and rearrange them. So let's say you just want to have all of your mattes in one palette. You could pop out the 6 there and put them in here and have like a couple of shimmers in there. Or if you want to have, I don't know, you just want to switch it up, you totally can, and it's very easy. The other thing is that makes this a bit more recyclable and kind of like environment friendly is they suggest once you finish a shade, just go ahead and pop the shade out and replace it with another one. So rather than buying a whole new palette or something like that, hopefully you wouldn't do that for just one shade, but it gives you a lot of options in terms of how you might want to curate the palette yourself. So I thought that was cool. I like it. Now, in looking at the palettes, I do think it could be helpful to talk about what palettes might be similar to these two palettes. Similar at least in color story. And I think one that is similar in color story is the Nabla Side by Side palette. So if you compare the Nabla Side by Side with the Soleil, you can see that there are some similar, wait, hold on, you can't see it. My bad, hold on. You can see that there are some similarities in the palette, definitely some similar tones. You can probably get some relatively similar looks. That's Soleil. And I would say the same with Noir. So some of the cooler shades and the deeper shades are also in the Nabla Side by Side. Now, I do like the Nabla. I do like the formula. I like the shades and everything. Swatch those. Trying to see what fingers I have stuff on. So there you go. There's some of the Nabla shades. I do like them. You get a bit more product in the pan, though you have fewer shades in here than in the Soleil or the Noir from Lorac. But the formula on the Lorac is just, it's just amazing. Like, so the Nabla palette, the Nabla Side by Side palette is $39, and one of these Lorac Pro palettes is $35. And I got them, the Lorac palettes, when they were on sale, so they were actually about $10 cheaper than their regular price. So both of these together is about $10 more than just the Nabla Side by Side. So if you're wanting just one palette, you can go with the Nabla, but you get like more shades, more colors, more shimmers, more mattes, everything if you were to pick up both of these. And I think it's a pretty good price, being that it's only $10 more and you get 2 palettes. Now, that was on sale though. Not on sale. They are $35 each. I can say that I like every shade in these palettes, and I don't know if I've ever said that before. Every shade in here is one that I would use in both palettes, the Noir and the Soleil, which is also pretty surprising for me because I tend to just be a fan of warm shades, but these cooler tones, when I tell you, I was looking at myself like, ooh, girl, I love that little eye look you have going on. When I did like a cool look, y'all, I was like, my eyes look good. Like, they were mesmerizing. Anyway, like I don't really hear people talking about Lorac that much. I mean, the last thing I can recall hearing was like somebody saying that Lorac is Carol backwards, and maybe a ton of people know that, but I was like, what? I had no idea. I know what Lorac meant. It's Carol backwards, man. Anyway, so yeah, I really like these shadows. I know they have other palettes. I really like these shadows. I would honestly pick these two over the Nabla side by side because I like that I get a variety and I like the way the colors look on me. So I think they're very similar colors in each palette, or these palettes compared to the Nabla. But for some reason, I think these look better on me than the Nabla ones. I don't know why. So yeah, put these on your like wish list, check out or wait for a sale so you can pick them up if you really like them. Nice kind of compact palettes, and I really like that you can just pop out any of the shades and kind of curate the palette however you want to. They give you the little key. I've already lost one. I don't know where it is. It might be under the bed. I have no idea. I don't know where it is. But, you know, you could also use like a bobby pin or a pen or something. If you really wanted to get these out, you would find a way to do it if you happen to lose the little key like I have already done, and probably will also lose this one. So all in all, like I've said a million times, I really do like these palettes. Also, I did not really experience any fallout. These are good, okay? I didn't know. Why y'all didn't tell me about Lorac? Anyway, let me know if you've tried Lorac products, if you have either of these palettes, and what you think about them, or if you plan to get them. You know, I always say wait on a sale. And yeah, like the video, do that YouTubery stuff for me. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time.